here in San Francisco, California at Dreamforce, and this is a big conference, over 170,000 people, and I'm really excited to talk to that software guy, Scott C. Wilson. Scott, thanks for joining us today.
Ramon, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So why that software guy?
I just thought it was a fun name. If I call someone, their assistant might say, oh, that software guy's on the phone, and it just sounded kind of fun to me.
I love it.
It's a one-person business, and I wanted it to be playful.
Love it. And why don't you share with us a little bit about who you are and what you do to help growing businesses?
Well, I help businesses sell online using platforms like ZenCart, which are self-hosted, open-source software packages that allow people to sell online, manage their customer data, manage their inventory, and manage the order flow.
And one thing that's very unique about what you do is you're a very small business. I think, are you one person?
I am a one-person business. I do everything myself.
And you're using Salesforce. And again, Salesforce is designed for small businesses, but you're very small. Why did you decide to go with Salesforce, and why are you so happy using it, especially being a one-person shop?
Well, it's funny because Salesforce, as you noted, is an enterprise solution, but they have a scaled-down version called Salesforce Essentials, which I'm using to keep all my customer data organized. Many contractors have one customer. Well, I have dozens of customers. Each of them has their own files and notes and associated artifacts that I have to manage, and Salesforce just helps me do that in a very organized, nice way.
And let me push a bit. Why didn't you not use one of the shared file services, a task manager, put your contacts into Google Contacts? Why did you not just go with 5 or 6 different solutions, which you could have done? You're that software guy.
That is, in fact, what I did for years, and I got fed up with it because I kept losing things. It's very hard when all the data is in disparate places to keep track of things. And so I thought, Salesforce is the way to go.
So basically now
why not use that?
Right, you have one place to go, and now you can streamline it.
Exactly.
And let's talk a bit about your business. On your website is very, what word should I use, Scott? Eclectic. It was very specific. You went very niche. I don't help all of you people. I help this type of people. Why don't you clue us in on what you do for people?
Well, I think it's important, especially for small business and solo entrepreneurs, to differentiate as sharply as possible because there are so many players in the marketplace, so many vendors providing so many services. So I've really focused my efforts on ZenCart, on small businesses doing certain kinds of selling who need a professional developer to help them or to support their site. And I found I can be successful that way.
And give us an example of that. Give us an example of one or two of your customers. You don't have to mention the name unless you want to, but a scenario. They had this problem. Why you?
I would love to mention specific customers. One of my favorite customers is KeylessEntryLocks.com, run by a woman named Sandra Werney. She is a drop shipper of keyless locks. They're locks that you don't have to have a keyboard. You can punch in a combination or use your fingerprint. There are a variety of solutions. And so with drop shipping, you want a certain level of automation because you don't want to be handling each of the orders yourself.
Hence drop shipping.
You want to be sending them to a vendor, sending shipping information to a customer, all these sorts of things. So I've automated all that for her, so her business runs more smoothly.
Wow, this is interesting. Give me another example.
Another example is a favorite client of mine, PurelyPoultry.com. They're a drop shipper of poultry, of birds. They ship live birds all around the country. And if you need ducks or if you want a swan for your property, you can buy it there. And again, it's a drop shipping model. They have a lot of automation on the back end. You have to do a lot of tracking for live animals, and so I help them do all that.
Okay, and then tell us, why did they come to you, Scott? Meaning, you can go to Shopify, ZenCart, and other things. I'm just assuming, making it simple. You upload your SKUs, you put your pricing. Marketing is half the battle. You got to get people to it.
Right.
Why you? I can just do it myself, take some pictures, and upload it. I'm good to go. Why Scott?
You can, but I'm an expert in this, and you're not. So is it really better for you to spend your time doing this, or is it better to spend your time running your business? Now, indeed, in both the cases you mentioned, these are sort of simpler businesses than the ones I tend to work with, because if all you have is a set of products that you manage yourself, you don't need a lot of additional software. Shopify is a great solution.
And I love this about you already. You're not saying
no solution is perfect for everyone, but many people need the customizability of a product like ZenCart, which is open source and allows extensions and additions to be done very easily. And those people are the market I target.
And let's talk about this aspect of automation, which I think is very important. And again, many of our audience probably understand this, but I think if you're a growing business, you're scaling, you want to get to the next level. I would say you want to do as much as you can that's automated, that's seamless, that increases your productivity, so you can do what you love, whether that's spending time with your kids or whether, as me, in my case, I love to be on stage, I love to do video.
Oh.
Do you think I want to do the other stuff that I'm going to need to do after this video, lower thirds and all this? No, I have a team who can do it. So that's kind of what I'm hearing. She wants to, she's a specialization in locks or chicken, but she doesn't need to do labels and zip code and tags. You can do that.
You want all that to be automated.
Very nice.
Yep.
Let's go back to Salesforce and talk about that a bit. You're using Salesforce Essentials.
Correct.
Why would you recommend as best you can, Scott, that this is an ideal tool for smaller businesses? You have the enterprise stuff, and they talk about Einstein and all these other things, which are good and important. But Salesforce Essentials, as you said, it's really designed for the smallest of businesses. Can you unpack that a bit more for us?
So Essentials is nice because, again, as I said earlier, if you're using 3 or 4 or 5 different solutions, you're using Dropbox and Google Contacts and spreadsheets and all kinds of other different data repositories for your customer data, you will be so happy that you've moved all your data into one place and you can easily put your finger on any one artifact that you need to. It's just so much better a way to operate.
And what about setting it up now? I want you to take off your tech hat, Scott. Don't cheat on us now. I want you to talk to the smaller business owner that may not be so tech savvy. I guess actually they could hire somebody to help them, I guess.
They could.
But can they use it out of the box-ish if they have a little tech savvy, which you're...
They really can. The import that you need to do is not terribly difficult. And in fact, I released an open source version of the import I did. You can, if you're using another shopping cart, Zencart, or something else like Shopify or BigCommerce, you can take the logic I created, have a developer modify it. It won't take a lot of modification, and then boom, you'll be all set to import your data too.
Got it. And so, listen, so one last question I ask is your advice for smaller businesses. You're steeped in tech. You go to APIs and Excel and all these cool terms. I'm trying to sound smart here, Scott. Give us 1 or 2 words of advice for let's to give the scenario. Let's go back to shopping carts. The business owner that's online, on e-commerce. Anything, 2 or 3 things like, Ramon, if I could tell every customer this, here's what I've learned over the years, how to be successful in selling online. Let's start with that question.
Okay.
How can people be successful in selling online? Whether you want to talk about the technology or marketing side, give us a playbook from your successful clients.
Sure.
What do they do?
I think the most important thing is to think about, we talked earlier about how I differentiate myself. You think about how to differentiate yourself. There are a lot of vendors out there selling any product you can name. So if you want to compete, you need to figure out how you can bring value to that space. Maybe you're an expert in it. Maybe you've done a lot of reading. Maybe you have a lot of contacts. Maybe you have a good buying relationship with a manufacturer. Whatever you have that can differentiate you, talk about that, utilize it, make it happen.
Because it's fair to say that everybody can sell a nice blue jacket like this. But how can you differentiate? We do it faster, free returns, or we custom...
Whatever it is. Whatever it is.
Very nice. Listen, one more time, why don't you give us your full name and the company that you work for?
My name is Scott C. Wilson, and I am That Software Guy. And ThatSoftwareGuy.com.
ThatSoftwareGuy.com. Thank you so much, Scott. I'm Ramon Ray, editor of Smart Hustle Magazine and SmallBizTechnology.com.